And you know what's so interesting? I must admit something. I haven't bought Skims, but the competition that she's up against, Aloe and Lululemon, is something that I would buy and do wear. But what I find pretty fascinating about this whole story, Laurie, is there's so much investor confidence in this brand, and also Skims' plan is to open more stores, which I found really interesting, especially in the economic climate.
Yeah, it's a really good point because these are not fly-by-night investors who are putting money into this operation. We've got an arm of Goldman Sachs that was one of the biggest funders in this latest round. And what's happening is that the last Skims is not a publicly listed company. You can't buy shares in it on the stock market. So the people that have put money into it are investors like Goldman Sachs, a couple of other fairly big name investors. So to do this expansion that you mentioned, these physical stores, Kim Kardashian and her co-founder have gone back to investors and have said, look, this is a great product. We'd like to expand it. Can you give us more money? Goldman Sachs and a couple of others said, yeah, sure, not a problem. So the valuation of Skims right now is about $5 billion US, at least based on this latest amount of money that went in there. And by the way, that's worth more than Lululemon and Under Armour, which are roughly competitors, combined. And I would think, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that valuation of $5 billion, to me, seems a little bit conservative. I mean, they're looking at net sales of over $1 billion a year. So the value of $5 billion is not in any way stretching things with those kinds of sales numbers. But yeah, they're expanding into physical stores. And let's go back to Lululemon. This may be a cautionary tale because Lululemon listed on the stock exchange a couple of years ago, which is a great fanfare. Everybody loved the products. Although Lululemon, I think, is a little pricier than Skims. Lululemon did absolutely fine, but the shares over the past 2 years have fallen 60%. Whether that's because there's more competition, whether it's, as you say, consumers have become a lot more cautious all over the world, sort of an open question. So the competition is out there, looking at a lot of people saying, okay, Skims doesn't necessarily have to go to the stock market now because they can get this private funding. And I think perhaps given Lululemon's experience, the longer that Skims can stay off the public markets, perhaps the better.